system held together with grit and massive balls, which, frankly, is still better than some governments today. The Wild West, where law ends and men begin. Before you ever get a sheriff or a ranger, you get a boomtown. Gold hits, wagons roll in, and suddenly there's too much money, too much boredom, and no real law. One chronicler of Montana says there was no law except that of the miners' meeting, a kind of improvised democracy that was vague, unsatisfactory, fickle, and totally outmatched once professional criminals arrived. A system held together with grit and massive balls, which, frankly, is still better than some governments today. Streets are lined with saloons pouring out poisonous liquors under names that sound like jokes. Tangle Leg, 40 Rod, Lightning, Tarantula Juice. Dimsdale, the author of Vigilantes of Montana, wrote that this stuff was strong enough to drive excitable men to madness and to the commission of homicide on the slightest provocation. Gambling houses with open doors, loud music, and mixed crowds of all tribes and tongues become little pressure cookers. Arguments are settled not in court but by an appeal to brute force, the stab of a knife, or the discharge of a revolver. Calling a man a liar, a thief, or a son of a bitch is provocation sufficient to justify instant slaying. By the time Boomtown is in full swing, you have what the same drifter calls universal license, a spell where everyone knows the town is wide open, and every vice is available for cash. Women of easy virtue, aka whores, parade in expensive clothes, miners blow their dust in a night, and into this stew drift hardened road agents and killers diseased with crime, for whom, as the drifter grimly puts it, the only available prescription was a stout cord and a good drop. A century later, and you can see what happens when that thin line pushes into cattle country without enough law to match the temptations.